period. But if that sounds familiar to you, then you must be paying attention to our very own Cat Tip. Roll the flashback, dude.
Hi guys, welcome back to XCOM 2.
This isn't constitutional.
About to get into a mission here.
Have an exception in it, or if you're addicted to something.
Really? Yes, good.
So you could make that argument that his Second Amendment rights are being violated, which it would be funny to see Joe Biden essentially asking the court to make that argument.
Yes. That's next book. The rules state you only applaud for me during the monologue. But Cat's next book should be called How I Tried to Keep Hunter Out of Jail. But imagine that the son of a Democrat president suddenly puts on an NRA hat. They say politics make strange bedfellows. Well, for the Second Amendment's sake, I hope Hunter wore a condom. I don't want the Second Amendment getting genital warts. So while the verdict might be bad news for Hunter, it's also bad news for the Second Amendment. He was found guilty of being in possession of a firearm as a drug user or addict. But there's many, many Americans who fall into this amorphous category. But it offers Trump a golden opportunity to condemn it and put the Democrats in a box. If Trump calls this unconstitutional and the Dems agree, suddenly they're on the side of the Second Amendment. But if they don't, that forces them to applaud the guilty verdict of the president's son. I'll bet his dad would love that. So what of the commander in soiled briefs? He claimed he wouldn't pardon Hunter, but the odds of Joe remembering he said that are slimmer than the odds of Michael Loftus wearing underwear. I'd say it's just another headache for Joe, but that assumes he has feelings above the neckline. Here's Joe at a Juneteenth event last night. Now, was that Joe or a statue of Joe? If he was any more frozen, Hamas protesters would have spray painted Intifada on his face. At this point, the best they can do for him is unplug him, wait 5 minutes, then reboot before calling tech support. You want to hear something worse? Here's Joe today at a gun summit, the gun control summit. He's talking about you gun owners.
By the way, if they want to take on government to get out of line, we should be talking again about, guess what, they need F-15s, they don't need.
Did he just say? I kind of know what he said, but still. That's about what you need, dude. It's your right to have a rifle. And yet this is the guy who believed January 6th was an insurrection. Apparently we shouldn't worry because he has F-16s or F-15s. He's effed up. And so Joe's approval ratings are dropping faster than Jerry Nadler's boobs when his bra comes off. Even liberal election forecaster Nate Silver is suggesting the unthinkable. Biden drop out, just like he did in '88 when Dems went with a more marketable candidate, Michael Dukakis. Silver says, Biden just hit an all-time low in approval, 37%. Dropping out would be a big risk, but there's some threshold below which continuing to run is a bigger risk. Dems would have been better served if Biden had decided a year ago not to seek a second term and give voters a say among the many popular Democrats across the country. Yeah, the many popular Democrats. What? I hope Nate doesn't fill out a gun application soon, because apparently he's high too. Who do they have? This guy? He looks like the tennis pro who gave the entire country club chlamydia. This chuckle monster, I've seen whoopee cushions with more depth. This guy, as transportation secretary, the only thing he transported was illegal immigrants on midnight flights. Talk about a shallow bench. They make Fox and Friends look like the Supreme Court. So what's Joe think? No. Look. Nobody steps down. I'm not going anywhere. That's not the way you do it. You gotta beat me. You gotta run against me. Nobody wants to do it, right?
For nobody's sleeping.
So they got the California guy with the hair and the teeth. The only one who likes him is him. And we got VP lady, Laffy Kathy. Good luck with that. And the mayor guy, Judge Booty Pete. Hey, you can't beat me. Nobody respects him. And it's not because he's gay either. It's because he's not a real judge. Says food is for losers. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor Captain. He wears Hawaiian shirts. He wears Hawaii as a shirt. New York Times bestselling author and comedian former NWA able to Kat, I shall go to you first, even though you're not a lawyer. But I'm interested in what you thought of this verdict, given your feelings on the Second Amendment.
Well, you know how I feel. We talked about it this morning.
Yeah.
And you also know that I agree with everything in your monologue. I think that, it's something I write about a lot in my new book is the way that partisanship can divide us and actually convince us to argue in favor of giving up our own rights. And I think this is a perfect example of that because everybody who wants to see the Biden family kind of go down, I understand where that comes from. I certainly think that they've been involved in corruption. I don't think that this is the thing to slam them on because based on the data we do have on drug use and on gun ownership, tens of millions of Americans could be guilty of felonies and be facing decades in prison over this exact thing where there was, would I argue that he was a responsible gun owner? No, I wouldn't. But there was no victim here. And also the law that's indefinite based on substances as obviously, you mentioned someone who uses marijuana who's a veteran, who's a wounded veteran for chronic pain could fall under this. And I think that what you need to do to avoid, to avoid having partisanship kind of cloud your thoughts is just take him out of it. Take the Bidens out of it and ask yourself, do you agree with, and is it constitutional to have your Second Amendment right, which it simply says shall not be infringed, no fuss, do you want it to be up to the subjective standard of what does and does not qualify as an addict, and then have the government being the ones that are somehow allowed to make that determination? And if the answer is no, as it is for me, as I'm a strong supporter of the First Amendment, then you have to be against this. And also, even if you like the law, if you love the law, you think it's a great law, you have to say that you can't really argue that it's constitutional. There's a difference between a statutory law and a constitutional law. You can't argue that this is constitutional regardless of how you feel about it.
So, Emily, in the green room, you said you hope Hunter Biden flies.
Are you reading my book?
Do you agree with that, or do you think that this is a different? How do you look at it?
It's such a great point. And then let's have that as the foundation over which let's put historical statutory application. So bottom line, in 1968, the Gun Control Act was passed, where Congress said you can't possess a gun if you're under the influence, right? If you're addicted to these controlled substances. Enter 1970, the Controlled Substances Act, which defined what that meant.
Are you going to go through the whole decades here?
No. But I'm just saying.
Oh my God, don't stop.
So since then, the reason that tens of millions of Americans are vulnerable, and also that hundreds of thousands of our brothers and sisters and parents and uncles have been incarcerated is because of those laws going back all those decades. So currently right now, almost 157,000 people are incarcerated federally. This is a federal prosecution. And 10% of them, the second most, is for firearms offenses. Number one is drug offenses. So I also feel that when the jury, when they were polled in the beginning, they said over half of them that they had drug family members with drug use problems, with firearms brushes with the law, etc. But they saw this being one more person where just because of your last name, you're not going to get away with it. Because I saw my family get incarcerated too, and I saw my friend get the gun get taken away also. So at the end of the day, when the president released the statement, we love our son, we're going to appeal. His family in court looks so angry. I feel it's welcome to the real world because there's 157,000 American families who are going through the same thing right now that he just went through today. I would love to see this actually get overturned on appeal, and then it can strengthen the Second Amendment rights for all of us. Yeah, two circuit courts, so it's all right. Yeah, I do have two little legal ladies. I count. I gotta get the homeless guy in here. Hey, do you wish you could go to prison so you could have a roof over your head? I do. As a homeless lesbian, and I realize now that I have developed a cardboard and shellfish allergy. So no more sitting around eating clams out of the box. I'm not pretty Kamado, Jim. I want to talk about Joe walking up at the day. You got to keep him away from bright lights. Yeah. It's like they're calling him home. That's where he went. He was just standing there. Uncle Rosie, is that you? Yeah, my Uncle Rosie. It's true. They can't even clap at that point. As to the gun thing, it's a very good point, and it's true. And this isn't what I want Hunter to go to jail for. It's like, what about the rest of the laptop? Sweet Jesus, I'm tired of these crimes where, well, in an Excel spreadsheet, you got to be careful about pulling that down. And how does that look? When Trump has his attorney do something, that's 34 felonies. Yeah. But you're slinging guns out around high school dumpsters and doing drugs. Like, that's just 3. That makes 0 sense. The only thing good about this is it gives Hunter a better story when he meets his fellow inmates, right? Because if he's like, well, I opened up several shell companies and I was taking money from the Ukraine and then putting that into shell companies and 10% would go to my father, you might as well just suck it, dude, right there. Yeah, he wouldn't have got that far.
All right. Look, I really disagree with you and Kat, but I just feel like your examples are flawed. Like when you talked about, the veteran, weed is legal. Prescription weed is legal. So he's not an addict. He could say, he could fill it. This guy lied about being an addict, but he's taking illegal controlled substance, crack. Okay, you have to commit the crime to get it. And then he now has a gun. And how do you think that's going to happen? There's a reason why that's the place.
Hey guys, how are you?
Dealers and there's a reason. He was so dangerous. He's just lucky when he left the gun in the car, it was someone in his family who got it. He left it there and someone told him, or he knows the peg doesn't have his money. There's a reason why. When we put these things in place, if crack was legal, he wouldn't be an addict. Alcohol. Unfortunately, alcohol is legal because it was supposed to. It's 10 times worse than most drugs, 1,000%. But you can drink all the beer you want and say, I'm not an alcoholic, and you're not lying. He went in there, they said, are you an addict? He said, didn't check the box, and then had literally a book, 7,000 people testify that he lied. So if you sit in jail, like the rest of us who commit crimes, you're not supposed to crack is illegal. We're going to jail. You can't vote. You can't know the village reason for it.
Well, that was a spirited discussion. All right. Up next, Pelosi admits some fault in the Jan 6 assault.
If you'll be in the New York area and want tickets to see Gutfeld, go to foxnews.com/Gutfeld and click on the link to join our studio audience.
Look out, 'cause here I come. Have you always had trouble losing weight with keeping him? Same.
Discover the power of Wegovy. You're marching on to the beat I drum. With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds. And some lost over 46 pounds. Wegovy.
And keep it clear.
Wegovy helps you lose weight and keep it off. I'm reducing my risk. Wegovy is the only FDA-approved weight management medicine that's proven to reduce risk of major cardiovascular events in adults with heart disease and obesity or overweight. Wegovy should be used with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines. Don't take Wegovy if you or your family have medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to it. Stop Wegovy and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat diabetes. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes, or if you feel your heart racing while at rest. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Call your provider right away if you have any mental changes. Common side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
With Wegovy,
I'm losing weight,
I'm keeping it off.
and I'm lowering my CV risk. That's the power of Wegovy. Check your cost and coverage before talking to your healthcare professional about Wegovy.
All these games on DirecTV have no satellite on the roof. Think about this. Blue Jays, Cardinals, Orioles. What's missing? The Indian condor? No, walnut range. Pigeons. They'd rather name a team after songs.
Good boys.
Right now, pet daters, skin self, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked in your air ducts.
Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home clean.
The best way to solve a problem is to keep it from happening. At Evergreen, we combine medical and pharmacy data with behavioral health data to identify members in need of care, predicting and treating behavioral health issues quickly, while lowering costs for plan sponsors and members. That's wonder made possible. Evergreen Health Services.
Jesse Waters saying what most won't. It's an election year and Joe Biden's in trouble.
Jesse Waters Podcast, weeknights on Fox News Channel.
It's important that we're local.
When you work and live in the same place, that very much makes it a local feel.
Because we're able to make meaningful connections with people right here in our community.
It kind of was a joke, but every time I walk in and say it's Corey, he's like, Coach Bill Corey, and they just let me through.
I really feel good about helping other people. And that's how I was brought up.
When it comes to drugs, how much freedom is too much for kids? Drugs are out there. Will my team feel free to say no around other kids? I didn't live drug-free when I was younger. Can I admit that to my kids? Drugs were me. But how can I feel free to talk about it with my kids?
Questions about drugs and kids?
But this is their headquarters.
Call or chat
We
to
can
get
scan
real-time
this
support.
location now to start benefiting from our new cooperation. We have chosen a different resistance, but our people fight for the same thing. For the world we want to do.
That's a dope ass outfit.
This occupation. Or die trying. My people have thrown off the shackles of their society. And through discipline, we have survived. We don't rely on the alien technology, and we would never live in their cities. We are the hunters. We move in the shadows.
From Gen 6, with features the frozen face feed, knows as Nancy Pelosi. Taking responsibility for not having a National Guard at the Capitol that day. Watch.
We have responsibility, Jerry.
My people are some additional work that you've got to do.
Wow, you're with the mask. With the mask, she's happy as ours. Ellie, what is going on? Your wife is up now. Why is she taking responsibility for this? There's something going on here.
Well, her daughter's making a documentary. So this was part of all the file that was turned over after everyone found out about it. But the irony is that after we all saw this video, Pelosi's spokesperson released a statement saying that 3 years later, House Republicans are still trying to whitewash January 6th. It's shameful, unpatriotic, and pathetic. What I think is pathetic is the findings from the GOP January 6th committee, returning 10 key findings, among them that House Democrats like Speaker Pelosi were too concerned with optics after the summer of love, and so they didn't want to deploy the National Guard. They were too afraid of having ready any form of law enforcement because they didn't want it to look bad while the streets were being burned down. So that is all her fault, not us.
Yeah, it's good vindicating Trump. He said that he called for the National Guard.
Yeah, I think it vindicates Trump, and they should release all of the J6ers right now.
Yeah.
Why are we seeing this now? Nancy was really felt bad because both claws were going. Like she was scared so sober that both hands had the ability to go. I can grab the back of that hand. Damn it, Terry, we had a responsibility. I don't know how I'm going to buy stocks and do insider trading if I only have
It felt like a performance, Cyrus. Like it's, I don't know.
So let me get this straight. She knew they were going in the building.
Yeah.
But she did nothing about it. Lock her up.
20 years, that's what you get. 20 years. Kat, what do you make of this? I see a conspiracy. I'm wondering why we saw this now.
And her daughter, like you said, her daughter is filming this. That's what I'm struck by. Her daughter filmed this. She's making a documentary. What is going on in this family?
Yeah.
I would give anything for a reality show on the Pelosi.
It's all so creepy. It's so. And by the way, the January 6th committee. Why isn't that it? Like that should be in there, but it wasn't because the two Republicans were Republican. Yeah.
They had gold, Gray. They saw something. They said, "This keeps going on. It gets worse. We got it."
Another hoax.
They put people lives at risk to get rid of Trump.
Yeah.
They could have made the call. They did it because this is how we did it, and that's what it is.
Yeah, it's another hoax. All right, up next.
Oh, sorry, guys. Get to these. Goodbye.
Announcing Camping World's Inflation Buster camping program.
Goodbye.
Starting at just $98 a month. Just one away a month. Or this low point couples camper, which is $175 a month. We won't let the economy steal your camping season. We worked with our preferred bank partners to lower monthly payments like never before, so we can make our pay more affordable than ever before. Great call and come to your local Camping World to take advantage of this very limited time offer and lock in your low monthly payment today.
On the period, gushes happen. Say goodbye, gush views. Thanks to Always Ultra Thin. With rapid dry technology that absorbs 2 times faster. Hello, clean and comfortable. Always fear no gush.
Let's get to these plants. Organic soil from Europe will grow. Has grown me the best garden I have ever had.
Good soil, and you get good results.
This soil will blow you away. It's the Martha Stewart of soil.
When I started My Pillow, it was just a problem-solution, one-product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use My Pillows, $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new piece of fabric, Any size, any lot level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to mycool.com on the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over, your entire order ships absolutely free.
With consumer cellular's fast and reliable coverage, it's easy work. Oh, hey, they're sending this month's free regarding iPhone line iPhone 15 Pro and 15. For gentle, dependable conservation relief, try Seneca. It works differently than other laxatives because it's made from the Santa plant, a natural vegetable laxative ingredient. Gentle, dependable, Seneca. Also available in delicious gummies. At SecondSafe, we designed the #1 rated home security system powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for half the cost of traditional home security. So you stay safe for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SecondSafe. This is how AG1 works to deliver foundational nutrition that tastes great too. That's your natural pineapple and vanilla flavors.
Let's do this. This looks interesting.
Upgrade your daily habit today at drinkag1.com.
Biz 2 credit, we know. If you're a small business owner, business is personal. Every challenge is a chance to grow. When the time comes, Biz 2 credit helps you get funding to expand your business. Our easy and convenient process makes it simple to take the next step on your journey. When a business is ready to grow, Biz 2 credit makes it possible. Biz 2 credit. Funding, what's next? Scout is protected by Simparica Trio, and he's in it to win it. Simparica Trio is the first true triple protection. Oh, please. Make peace. This is no harm. All heart disease, no problem. Simparica Trio. This drug class has been associated with neurologic adverse reactions, including seizures, and with caution and dogs with a history of these disorders. For winning protection, go with Simparica Trio.
Will Trump send Maddow camping? So Michael would ask if she worried Trump could target her. Rachel Maddow told the reliable sources newsletter, quote, "I'm worried about the country broadly if you put someone in power who's openly avowing to build camps to hold millions of people. What convinces you that these massive camps he's planning are only for migrants? So I'm worried about me, but only as much as I'm worried about all of us. So like, you live in these ancient homeless camps. Do you think she has every right to be worried? She should be worried about any kind of camp. Like, Rachel Maddow going camping is a show I would watch. Because she would talk about how to build a fire and the history of fire all day long. And then she'd start to die. She's the most boring of my goodness. Oh, seriously, I would watch a show Rachel Maddow goes to camp. But no one's gonna go to a camp because like conservatives don't want to waste the money on it, right? You'd have to hire DEI counselors and brainwashing people of all different colors and spectrums, and then like you gotta do some camp by a tent for a homeless guy for under $500K. Yeah. So like Rachel Maddow, now if she wants to do an episode of Naked and Afraid, I'd watch. Where are my clothes? I'm Rachel Maddow. I'm naked. Yeah, I love how they think that if Trump wins, like their career's in jeopardy. Their careers will explode if he's in power because he'll give them so much material it will reinvigorate their careers.
You remember when we did like the tax returns? They were like drawing it out for the whole time. It was like nothing. I remember watching that. Yeah, I like the show. Remember how much fun she had with that?
Yeah.
I also just I can't decide if she really believes it or not. That's what I can't decide. I can't decide if she really actually is afraid or if she's just saying that. Or is not even thinking about it. I don't know how you could really believe that. I think there's a lot of ratcheting up of rhetoric that happens, and it's already been ratcheted up so high that you have to just keep going, and then you're maybe not even really thinking about it. Like, I have to be well, I'm scared about it. But I think a lot of the people that I talk to who support Trump, this is like at the top of the list of why, because they're just like, oh, this is why I shouldn't. And it's this thing that's objectively ridiculous, and it's self-important. It's kind of self-important.
Yeah.
And it's such a turn-off to the average person, where it's like, you really think that he's gonna take something you're so dangerous that he's gonna put you in a camp? Shut up!
Yeah. It's true. It's an ego thing. You always hear this with entertainers. They go like, oh, they're gonna come for me next.
Nobody cares about any of these idiots. Nobody knows who's watching except their own echo chamber. You think you're gonna waste time to give it? Here's the thing: they're not gonna have this. I disagree with you. What's the first time that people thought there might be some truth to this Russia thing? They put up with it for 8 years now.
Yeah.
Now she comes out and like, what are you gonna say now, liar? What else she got? Because they did it. It's past that. They overplayed their hand. Now they're worried about consequences. Everybody who tried to get away with stuff and lied and push false narratives are now afraid they're going to get their comeuppance. They call it revenge. You're going to be a camp or this, that. No,
Looks good.
You're allowed to call yourself a journalist when you peddle in lies and narratives. So, if anything, people, once he wins, you fail. Your whole thing, what are you going to do now? Because no matter what you do, he's going to finish in 4 years, and he wins. And they just can't have it. So, he's going to look, the Celtics still win a championship. Chase Tatum and Dennis Brown are going to come to my house.
Looks excellent. Good team.
How does she think he's going to love her? Like, what could be the crime? But she kind of makes Trump, he becomes president, I go to jail. She leaves out all the stuff in between.
And that's what I was asking you guys, like, on what, like, is it because she is a journalist? Is she whatever she is? I didn't know, because it is so preposterous. And if it is being a journalist, then look to your pal Obama if you want to see the high volume of journalists out of prison. But to your point too, it's like they're in a space capsule, and they haven't evolved. It is so outdated. It's like listening to Robert De Niro when he was ranting on the New York Corner. The stuff that was coming out of his mouth. Trump's not going to accept the results, and the fascism, and he's still wearing a mask, and it was like watching someone from 2016 or even earlier, and you're like, we're so past that. So I don't know who listens to her, but it makes me sad too. I have to say this, as maybe lame as this sounds, that there are camps with millions of people in them, and they're in China. So if I were her, I would steward her time and her platform a little better, because the Trump delusion, derangement syndrome is so old, and I wish she would use it for some actual good.
So you see, we're bringing a bunch of Republicans, and they'll go on TV and say she has to go.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Coming up on Coach to the Slam Dunk on a question that stunk.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. I recommend Pronamel Active Shield because it actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
Fast Signs. Create factory-grade visual solutions. Perfect your process. Fast Signs. Make your statement. This is Steve. Steve takes Voquezna. This is Steve's stomach, where Voquezna can kick some acid, heal acid-related damage to the esophagus called erosive esophagitis, and relieve related heartburn. Voquezna is the first and only FDA-approved treatment of its kind. 93% of adults were healed by 2 months. Of those healed, 79% stayed healed. And Voquezna can provide heartburn-free days and nights.
Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. Don't take allergic to Voquezna or well-known products with propionate. Voquezna may cause serious side effects, including kidney problems, diarrhea, bone fractures, severe skin reactions, low vitamin B12 or magnesium levels, and stomach bugs. Call your doctor if you have diarrhea, stomach pain, or fever that won't go away. Increased or bloody urine, seizures, dizziness, irregular heartbeat, jitteriness, muscle aches or weakness, spasms of hands, feet, or voice.
Voquezna can help kick some acid. So can you. Ask your doctor about Voquezna.
All inspectors, general contractors, roofers, all kinds of pros recommend lead bookers. Why?
It's engineered for performance. Because with leak filters' patented filter technology, there's no gaps, no openings, no place for debris to get in at all. Leak filter is a permanent solution we install on your existing gutters. You'll never have to climb a ladder to clean up your gutters again. Our installation process is simple and easy. Just give us a call and set up an appointment today. We'll come out and give you a free gutter inspection. If your gutters are sagging, we'll repair them. If they're broken, we'll replace them. And if they're in good shape, our local trusted pros will install a leak filter in as little as a few hours. And the best part? Leak filter comes with a lifetime transferable, no clogs guarantee. You'll never have to worry about costly damage from clogged
Sorry,
gutters.
guys.
It's peace of mind.
Sorry, guys. Just your footsies. Just your footsies. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Every day, bumps in the week happen. Risks are optional. Here's Dale, dermatologist recommended Derman moisturizing nose cream can help restore your skin's natural barrier and reduce the appearance of bruises. If you have mature skin and bruising season, get Derman moisturizing nose cream in first aid item and get back to having way too much fun. Most guys get serious eye bags as they get older, but most guys don't do anything about it because most guys don't really understand skincare. They think it's too expensive and they don't believe that anything actually works. But here's the thing, most guys are wrong because there are actually a few ways to reduce your eye bags, and one of the easiest, Particle 6-in-1 face cream, actually works really well. And most guys actually can afford it. Because it's 6-in-1 formula means you're getting 6 products added to one. Just wash your face and then massage in Particle 30 seconds. Before you know it, you're looking younger than, well, most guys. But forget about most guys. Just be you. Your version. You know, right now at partyblend.com, we've got free shipping in the United States plus 30-day money-back guarantee. We got another clip of you. It's video of the day. By pivoting to Christ. Our video of the day comes to us from Joe Missoula, a 35-year-old. I will murder you. Recently asked what it's like to be a black head coach in the finals, and his answer left the audience speechless. Roll it. For the first time since 1975, this is hip hop. We got some black head coaches. Given the plight sometimes with black head coaches in the NBA, do you think this is a significant moment? Do you take pride in this? You view this, or do you not see that at all? Oh, no, man, those are fake Christian
I haven't heard an awkward silence like that since I showed up at Larry Kudlow's house. In clothes.
Choose a target.
Time racing. What was the point the journalist was trying to make, and what was the point the athlete was trying to make?
Well, the journalist, that's come on, that's that term, that's Which, like I said, I used, when Joe came in, I thought he was too young, he didn't have experience, he was a lifelong Celtic fan, and then he pulls a stunt like this. You heard the proverbial race baiting pin just drop. And nobody had a follow-up question because they're all full of, they were trying to get in the gotcha moment. And I'm glad to see a brother stand up and say, my skin has nothing to do with my coaching ability or anything like that. It was my work ethic and my faith. It just ended it. Forget the fact we're up 2-0. Forget the fact that we're going to probably sweep. Forget the fact that Will King has to call where I love Tyler's shirt for a whole week. I invaded his podcast and dropped the bit and the full went for it. My kids make pretty calm him all week. But again, it just goes back to like most of us. I'm so tired of, hey, is the funny black guy? My skin color or light skin has had nothing to do with my character and my jokes. So I'm glad to see that more prominent black athletes are tired. A lot of times they take the, oh, I guess it's cool. And I'm glad to find enough for this. And he's done this before. He did it with the royal family. Like, what was the light sitting next to the prince? And he was like, Jesus was there? Because that's the only king I serve. So he just murdered them all the time.
Yeah. As it's about Christian and sports lover. How do these comments make you feel?
Like I could be a sports writer.
Yeah. Y'all read sports.
No, I'm completely serious because I could have known that he would have answered this way. And there are a few things I follow less than basketball. Okay? Because you know what I did? I Googled. You know, like, to think that you're going to go into an interview and not Google. This is the same person when he was asked about meeting with the royal family. He answered something along the lines of, oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Right? This is a Christian man. This is a man who prioritizes his faith, talks about his faith. You could have known you would have answered this way if you bothered to Google. So sports writers don't even know sports.
Yeah.
Or even pretend or Google it. So I'm just saying, like, you know, if I think some work out here, I'll see it on ESPN.
There you go. Do they put basketball games on at the shelter? They do not. So they don't do that. No, they do throw chicken wings from a distance and try to catch them. Very exciting. Are they cooked or they just raw from chicken? Raw. It's so tough. You live in a rural shelter where you actually have to fight to kill the chicken, don't you? Yeah. You have to ride the rails out of town. Yeah. With your brothers on your teeth, with your single can.
Well, I'm allowing you love this in a bad manner segment.
The question was crazy. The sports guy who was like, for the first time since 1975. Okay, so this was settled in 75. What are we talking? Are we seriously going to argue about lack of diversity in the NBA? That's right. Paralyzed trans people haven't even coached one team yet. And that's what I want to see on the team. Let's get in there and fight.
Except for the Predator armor.
Special outrageous bills. Bless you. What do you think?
Yeah, I love your wait. Do your research. Do your research on a person that they are covering. But the problem is, we live in an anti-Christian, anti-Judeo-Christian society. So that's why Harrison Butker, thank you. I always think Butkus, and I know that's the right name. When he was vilified for speaking up for his faith at a Catholic college, I had a note that the NFL had no problem having Pray for Jamar be their Twitter handle. All 32 teams, when he tragically dropped on the field, like, prayer is only okay when everyone else does it. So I just applaud this coach, irrespective of sports, team, skin colors, anything, for being a bastion and a vegan, for being a Christian man in this social movement.
All right. Wow. What's up, Blessed School? You know what's crazy?
This is the, you know, I mean, more purple. The groceries, of course. Groceries are expensive. I was trouble there for a second. Politics of the it's difficult to understand the division that is being sown into our culture. It's not sovereignty, it's not liberty, it's not constitution. He's better to complete the record straight. Takes that host to the war on warriors. Streaming only on the station. If you're an active duty military or military veteran, sign up now. Use your first two free.
Second, you feel safe.
Peace on the
Your Norwegian flags flying. We were sick and tired of flying flags that were made overseas.
Sympathy. I gotcha.
All of our flags are built with hard backing and all points, and they are sewn using double needle lock stitching.
All of our flagged materials are sourced in America and they are made by American users. So we're American made from beginning to end.
Shop now at showallegiance.com.
Many probiotics don't survive digestion. That means whatever you're taking through your gut probably isn't getting where it needs to go. Seeds DSL1 Daily Symbiotic is the 2-in-1 prebiotic and probiotic engineered to survive, bringing live bacteria all the way down to the colon for a healthy digestive, skin, heart, and immune system. Get started today with Seeds DSL1 Daily Symbiotic. Visit seed.com to order now.
Stevens, the story. Marcoletown breaks down every angle.
Here's where the big stories are moving.
Don't miss the story with Marcoletown. Weekdays on Fox News Channel.
There's a lot of loneliness and isolation. I reading positive story programs with our dog by reading stories to them and on interaction with our therapy dogs that make a very big difference with day-to-day mental health. Thank you for your support of event today. It allows our therapy dog program and seniors to use the need.
This is a very special place and has a very special origin story. I'd like to welcome you to the summer home here at Grace Creek.
The Texas District Court has ruled that use in area schools and libraries can no longer ban quotes that mention butts and farts, like, quote, I broke my butt, and Larry the farting leprechaun. Tyrus, his audience books a gateway to Shakespeare and Chaucer.
No, because I read Shakespeare and Chaucer every repeat. I think this is a gateway for your new TV show where you travel to the library and check in sure they have things about farts and butts.
That is a great idea, Emily. As an adolescent boy, I'm in my past, not now. I love books about farts and butts.
I just don't even have the manpower.
I love it. I love it. I think it's funny that this whole article was filed under butts and farts, which is hysterical that there's like columns of that. But at the end of the day, the ruling said that you can't ban a book because you don't want people to see the message, but you can ban it if it's unpopular. So I feel like for those communities that don't want their kids to read about butts and farts, then you can say, well, it's just unpopular.
Kat, my dream is to be #1 on Amazon in the butt and farts category. I don't even know if there is a butt and fart category, but I want to be the trailblazer.
You know, I'm really glad that this ruling has finally been made because after what I'm stuck, I know I take all of us because we didn't really take a pick up your side. What are you lobbying for this?
It was tough. Being a homeless guy, you come to a lot of contact with smelly butts and terrible farts. Yeah, now I know I'm alive. Yes, it is. But it really is a universal phenomenon that unites people rather than divides.
Farts are always funny. And no one wants, as long as they're not teaching like little kids sex stuff. Those are the only books you want out of the library. Here's what I want to know: who's writing these books? Right? Because like when you write a book, and you guys have written. I wrote a book, Neither Stunning or Brave, doing well at Amazon.com. You don't tell people about your book because then you got to do a follow-up. This Dawn McMillan, that's like her whole thing. She's written like 5 books exclusively about bloods. What's all that about? And they all have like these pseudo-porn titles. I broke my butt's so noisy. I need a second butt. Oh, all my butt's like, hey, ladies, slow down. We get it. I need a second butt. I glued my butt. I glued my butt? Yes, Val. All right, we'll talk about it after the show, Michael. We'll be right back. We talk about cash backing. Not game. Not game.
Talking about cash back.
We talking about cash backing. We talking about cash backing.
We talking about cash back.
I got 5 teams out.
We talking about practice.
Oh shit, that ain't gonna work.
We talking about cash back.
We talking about cash back.
We're not talking about a game. Cash back like a pro. From Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more for yours. That was so nasty.
Disney's new fast acting drop-in app attracts and traps excess moisture, eliminating musty odors.
Introducing the ultimate LWOTC therapy. FDA registered science-backed percussive therapy that helps relieve aches, reduce tension, and release stiffness. Plus, our patented triangle grip helps treat those hard-to-reach spots. Aim for the workout of life. Don't let this company back. Get more therapeutic relief for just $1.41. Plus free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-312-5502 or visit Vermont.com now.
What would you like to pay for your hotel room? $185, $169, or $155? Same room, same service, different price. Really up to you. Well, nobody asks you this perception. That's exactly what Trivago does. Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of booking sites. So, save yourself valuable time and money. Use Trivago. Compare hotel prices. Save $30 a night. Hotel Trivago.
Let's go walking in the city tonight. Can't explain how I feel for you. You got me dizzy.
This is a free, peace-loving building. It's made to pretenderness, trained to perfection. This is a good time when you think Dad wants to watch. Visit OmahaSteak.com/TV or the Dad Wants Steak package today for just $99.99 or include 8 additional burgers free. So get into this, not this. Yes. Go to OmahaSteaks.com/TV because Dad deserves it. Just a little Father's Day wisdom from Omaha Steaks. So, just take WC.com. Other tech has hundreds of drinking programs that will keep Dad's vehicle moving as fast. That's what although, it's secret to extra interior protection. Sunshine is movies, work it.
I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. I hated taking photos. How am I able to get rid of it?
Stop suffering from melasma. More than 600,000 people have regained their confidence with these prescription treatments. In the first weeks, I was
I looked at myself in the mirror and I just thought, at the time I was thinking about it, it's changing.
find the real you at LWOTC.com/TV.
Well, it's time to make another connection. A game show legend returns. Break out your leg warmers, wine coolers, and parachute fan. This show is streaming now on Fox Station. America is streaming.
Good
evening. I'm Trace Gallagher. It's 11 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 o'clock here in Los Angeles, and this is America's Late News. Fox News Tonight. Breaking tonight, brand new video of an anti-Israel protester telling Jews he, quoting, wishes Hitler was still here. Sadly, there is more of this video, and we will play it for you in moments. Hunter Biden guilty on all 3 felony gun charges. And keep in mind, the president's son is still facing 9 counts of tax crimes in California. Cash Patel is live to break it down. And if Hunter is convicted again in California, his odds of prison go way up. But President Biden's pledge to not harden his son still stand. We will read what you have to say in the nightcap. And in a Fox News at Night exclusive, remember the California middle school student barred from delivering a patriotic school election speech? He fought back, and now he and his family have been kicked out of their school altogether. But we begin with the very awkward video that has raised the very awkward question being asked around the country. Does Joe Biden have the mental capacity, the physical stamina to do the job? Kevin Court is live in D.C. with more on the question everybody's asking. Kevin, good evening. Trace, now, depending on your perspective, watching the 81-year-old president of the United States appear frozen stiff during yesterday's Juneteenth celebration was either an excusable momentary pause of enjoyment, make your laughter rhythm, or it was a shocking reminder of the many and growing concerns surrounding his age and acuity, and with some even questioning the wisdom of his continued candidacy at all, including Nate Silver, the famed polling guru and founder of 538, who recently noted on X, quote, if Biden is still struggling in August, he needs to consider stepping aside. And then there's this from The Atlantic, quoting the headline group, Vader Biden, and the columnist Mark Leibovich, writing Biden remains a comprehensively weak incumbent, weighed down by the same liabilities that burdened him from the start, beginning with the largest and completely unfixable one. At 81, he's much too old to run for president. But Mr. Biden still has his supporters. The group won't pack down, says it's going to raise and spend between $20 and $25 million
Looks alright.
support among young voters, leaning heavily into the student loan forgiveness talking point. It's pretty fairly popular among some, even if it's been shot down repeatedly by the courts. Now, some call this buying votes, but your point by the AP tonight suggests, Trace, that forcing taxpayers to cover student loan debt approved by, somebody else is deeply unpopular with the majority of Americans, Trace. Kevin Court left for us in D.C. Kevin, thank you. Let's bring in New York Post reporter Lydia Moynihan and the Spectator Washington editor Amber Duke. Thank you both for coming on. I want to put this video on Joe Biden finishing up at the Juneteenth event. Playing it because I want to keep the video up and then read you what Nate Silver, the well-known pollster, said, quoting here, Biden is still trailing Trump by 3 points in the swing states in August, not something I take for granted, but he'll be a pretty big underdog. It would be bananas not to consider alternatives. Sometimes all you get to choose from is different types of bananas, but Biden just hit a new all-time low in approval. In this, he also said that Biden should step down. That was supposed to be in there, but what? The whole context here is that the confidence of this man, Lydia Moynihan, just keeps getting lower.
Yeah, Dave Carville's dad, the Democratic strategist, said, don't predict elections, expect elections. And that's clearly what everyone's trying to figure out here tonight. I mean, the problem is that presidential candidates aren't widgets. They can't just swap out one and put in another. The country needs name recognition. They need to know that this person has experience. And we're just 5 months away from the election. There should be a whole sort of courtship period where the presidential candidate tries to win over voters. The fact of the matter too, if you look at the candidates they have out there, like Gavin Newsom and Pete Buttigieg doesn't have that name recognition. I don't think the American people want a shotgun wedding where basically the groom is swapped out of the ultra last minute. One other point that you're hearing from a lot of White House folks is Joe Biden loves being First Lady, and she is really pushing Joe Biden to keep running, so I don't even know if it's up to Biden. I think it might be Jill. I know we're talking later in the segment about his private jet usage, so maybe that plays a role too.
Maybe Mark Leibovich from the Atlanta Press-Following reported here, in its ongoing effort to console nervous Democrats, Biden will keep trotting out a peaceful barrage of don't worry, voters haven't really tuned in yet, and there's still plenty of time left. It's now June. Is this reassurance or wishful thinking? Does Biden's team have any coherent message about what he hopes to accomplish in the second term, apart from avoiding Trump and staying alive? I mean, that's the whole thing, is you wonder, Amber, what is the message?
Right, and I think even the Biden campaign is really struggling to figure that out. They've seen his numbers on top issues like the economy and immigration only get worse. He trotted out this weak immigration executive order that's been panned from both the progressive base of the Democratic Party and the moderate or center-right voters that he's trying to court to his side. Even his former press secretary, Jen Psaki, said recently that he should stop running on his accomplishments, because arguably there aren't any, and he should make the election entirely about Donald Trump. Well, that's a problem too, because now his whole line about Trump being a convicted felon has gone out the window, because guess what? So is his son.
Meantime, Rachel Maddow said this about Trump putting people in these massive camps.
I mean, I know it's a cliche to note it, but Hitler was elected. They're literally talking about putting millions of people in camps in the United States.
And by the way, lady, she thinks she's among those who will be placed in one of those camps. I mean, the drama here is just, it's at a very high level.
Yeah, I mean, the irony too is Rachel Maddow says that she's worried about the politicization and the weaponization of the justice system, which is very ironic because she's been thrilled to see the justice system weaponized against Donald Trump, and now she's worried it's going to happen to her, evidently. You know, Donald Trump has been talking about migrant camps for people who are illegal immigrants because we have a massive immigration problem. And she would somehow link that to limiting free speech. And I gotta say too, I mean, it's very self-important to assume that if Trump rather is elected, he's facing wars, he's facing a crisis at the southern border, and he's gonna prioritize Rachel Maddow.
Let's save this.
Yeah, we hear it all the time. We hear it again and again and again all the time. Nancy Pelosi, here's a clip that we think is important.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.
Why was the National Guard there to begin with? They thought that they had sufficient. Well, there's not a question about it. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them prepare for war.